If you can start it, I'll let you do a donut. Oh no. All right, let it rip. That was pretty impressive. Every once in a while I come to the auction and I catch a moment of inspiration, and today is one of those days. We are at a dealer-only auction, and you're joining us, my grandfather, Papa Al, my father, Papa Kev, with us. Why are we here today? Well, I'm in between Christmas and New Year's, and I left my family vacation to come down here without the kids, without the wife, thinking, you know what? People might not be at the auction today. There might be a slow day, and maybe I'll get a deal. Well, I'll tell you what I did. I actually bought a Corvette Z06, and that's what today's video is all about. 2 Z06s, as a matter of fact. I bought a 2000, what did I buy, 2005?
2008.
2008 Corvette Z06, and there's a backstory behind it. I'll show you the whole thing, but before we go to that, right there is a 2018? 2016 Z06. I think the color is Elkhart blue, supercharged, 38,000 miles. This is an absolute monster. Now, if you know, I have a 2021 Corvette C8, which I absolutely love. It's a race car. It's a street legal race car. This is supposedly even better than the newer generations.
This is the one I like.
So I bought a Z06. I'm not about to buy 2 Z06s, but my father, I'm trying to convince him into buying because this car is incredible. And instead of driving like your 85 Corvettes that you keep buying, I'm trying to encourage you to step it up and get something that you're really going to enjoy.
I like my old Corvettes.
You got it automatic, convertible, all the modern gadgets and technologies, and then you have the performance and handling. Go right ahead. The performance and handling of close to a supercar. I mean, this thing is going to outhandle a Ferrari in so many ways.
My 78 4-speed?
With it what?
My 78 Corvette with a 4-speed?
I think you should sell everything and just buy this. So before we go look at mine, I'm going to try to convince him to get this one, because quite honestly, this is the least expensive new body style C7 Z06 that I've actually ever seen.
It is comfortable too.
Now, I see these go through auction. They've actually appreciated. I've seen them go through auction for around $63,000 to $64,000 typically. This one went through at $57,000 on an if, meaning it didn't, that sounds so good, meaning it didn't meet the seller's reserve. Now we can come up a little bit. I would say 58K would be an absolute score on this car. Now I could buy these things a few years ago for that much money, but now the cars have all appreciated. They're worth more. It's the right color, it's the right top, it's the right technology. History shows an accident right here, but it has a certificate of inspection. It was on a frame machine, checked out, inspected, comes with certificates and inspection sheets, all kinds of stuff. This car is just absolute animal. My question to you guys, do you buy a Z06 when everything's high, or do you just hold out? Now I think it is supercharged, yes. Do you buy a Z06 while the market's high? I mean, I guess if you have the money, you can go for it, because it's something that's going to it's something that'll put a smile on your face. You can't put a price on a smile. Actually, you can. It's $58,000. Must be a power top, right?
Yeah, 650 horsepower, by the way.
Jeez, this is crazy.
Do you know how to do the top?
Look at that. 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. I think my C8 only has like 495 or something.
Really?
Yeah, and this comes with a magnetic ride control. This is the 3LZ, so this is the ultimate Z06 you can get. They come in different trim levels.
Listen to the supercharger.
That whine is amazing. Yeah. Oh, look at the waterfall. So nice. Let me see your key real quick. Can you do it from the key? Mine, you can. You can. You can actually put this top down from the remote too. All I'm saying is, out of all the disappointment that you suffer when you come to the auction, this is one I think you'll drive home with a smile on your face.
This would make me happy, there's no doubt.
So here's the thing, that car, another buyer has an if bid, meaning he's the highest bidder, but it didn't meet the seller's reserve. It didn't meet how much the seller wants to pay, wants to sell the car for, wants to get for that car. Now we can go submit another offer, maybe $58,000, and see what happens, but the original buyer, the high bidder, still has the first right of refusal. So let's say we bid 58,000, go back there, say 58,000, and the seller approves it. The auction has to call the original high bidder to give him that first right of refusal. If they deny it, then we get it. Now, I told you that this video is about 2 Z06s. There's the other one, right over there. And like I said, there's a backstory to it. This right here is a 2008 Z06, 49,000 miles, C6 Z06, 505 horsepower. What's weird and threw me off a little bit was it seems low. Doesn't it seem low? Seems really low.
Yeah.
And then if you look here, the fiberglass is cracked down there, and then someone painted it blue. And they trimmed it out everywhere in blue, which is weird. Red and blue doesn't really go together that well. Red and blue. And then we go here, it's badged everywhere, and everything's blue, but boiler exhaust. Again, here, the car just seems rough.
The lines are a little off.
The lines are all off. You can see there's a rip in the leather right there. Also, I saw some clear coat. This right here is off. The clear coat's peeling here and here, and a little bit here. So there is a backstory to this car. 7-liter with 505 horsepower. Dad, you want to start it up?
Yeah.
Let's hear that Borla exhaust. Now, you know when you bought the Z06s and the C5s, they were, you couldn't have a Targa roof? Does this have a Targa roof? No, right?
No.
No, it doesn't. So here's the backstory with this one and why I bought this car. I bought it for multiple reasons. Number one, it has a reconstructed title. And if you've seen my videos before, I don't really care that much about reconstructed titles, as long as mechanically it's sound. Now, you can really save a ton of money by buying something with a reconstructed title. What does that mean? I have a whole video about it. You can watch it about my Raptor with the reconstructed title. It's very informative. If you want to learn about it, go check out that video. This one, it's like a $37,000 car. Does it have headers? No, it doesn't. Oh, jeez, I just stepped on that right there. Look at that. It's like a $35,000 to $37,000 car. Clean history and everything. Has a reconstructed title. I was the high bidder at $18,000. They would not accept my bid. The only thing they would take, they'd started at $23,000. So I got an if at $23,000. I found out the seller has it listed on his website for $25,900, so like $3,000 less than he's asking. So he probably paid $23,000 or less for it. Called the seller because I know him well. Told me the history on the car. It was hit with 1,000 miles. It hit a guardrail at 1,000 miles, so that's why the car has a reconstructed title. It was in a good accident, body damage. It's all been repaired, and it's had 46,000 miles, 47,000 miles since the accident. So he knows the car. He says it was maintained. I believe him. And now I don't know what to do. Do I make it? One of two things. I have a C8 that I love, but I don't want to abuse it because it's so beautiful. I could buy this, and if you've ever watched my old videos, I have a drift car with a Corvette engine in it. It needs work. It lit on fire. I could make this my new drift car. Like awesome projects, awesome videos with it. Or I can just turn it and sell it. I can fix it up and sell it for a profit. Do I keep it, have a race car that I can have fun with? Or do I sell it and make a profit? End of the auction day. Status on the blue Z06. No sale. So high bid was 57. We went up to 58. They said no right away. It's got to be, it has to have a 60 in front of it. And even at 60, that car is really worth it. But it has a bad history. And why does it have a bad history? Well, it has an accident on the passenger front fender. No big deal. But in the Corvette world, it already has almost 40,000 miles, which is high. And it has an accident on the history report. So both of those are pretty negative factors on that car. Would love it at 58,000. And he would love it. It's the perfect car for him. I've been trying to sell him on one for years. That's the car, that's the color, and it's the right price. I don't know, 60, still well worth it. Like it should be 63 at the auction if it had a clean title. So it's still a steal, but we're gonna hold off on it. I'm heading out because it's in between vacations. It's in between Christmas and New Year's right now. And like I said, the reason I'm at the auction today, I left my family vacation because I'm thinking not a lot of people would have been here today. So it was worth my 4 or 5 hours in the morning to leave the family, come see what I can end up with, and have, look what I left with. I leave with a 08 Z06. So I'm glad I came. I'm gonna come back, next clip of this video, we'll come back, pick up the car, bring it back to the shop, clean it, fix it, get it ready for either sale or decide what we're gonna do with it after we put it up on a lift. So we'll see you in a minute.
A few minutes later.
So the auction is over and I am pumped that I got myself a Z06, especially a beater Z06. I can have some real fun with this car, but that's not why I clipped over to this. So I've been talking to my father. We went out for lunch. He couldn't get the Z06 out of his head. We're on the highway. He calls me. He cannot get that blue Z06 out of his head. The auction says it has to start with the number 60. They won't sell it for any less than that. My dad knows that, but it's the color he wants. It's the convertible he wants. It's automatic, which is what he wants. It's everything he wants, and he can't get it out of his head. And I told him he will settle. You know, I'm telling you all this out of experience, so this is how you can make your decisions as well. I told him, is it the car you want? Is it the color you want? Is it the price you want? Does it have the options you want? Yes, to all those. So it checks all the boxes. What's holding you back? I just can't jump all the way in. I don't want to spend $60,000 on a car. Completely respect that. Now, I've been in this situation multiple times. I did it on my first ever 911. Now, again, I want to say this to you so you guys can make these decisions this way as well. I was the high bidder on a 911. I got outbid by $100. I let it sell. I let it go. I thought about it the next morning when I woke up. And that's how I knew it was the car that got away. I thought about it all week, wishing I bought that 911, and I didn't. And I didn't forget that feeling. The car was there the following Thursday again because somehow that sale had fallen through, and I ended up buying that 911. Now, I always like to take 24 hours, so I recommended him take 24 hours, go online tonight, do some research, see what they're selling for, what are ones with 3 owners and an accident selling for. Now, again, even though it's an accident, it was certified and re-inspected, and it's a really, really clean car, so if it's done right, who cares? The problem is we're in an inflation market. Those cars were selling for that 3 years ago, and they're still selling for that and more now. It's wild. So take 24 hours. I call it a coach's night. When an upset parent emails you as a baseball coach, you take the night. You respond to the email tomorrow. That way you don't make any rash decisions. Research it tonight. Wake up. If it's the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning, that's the car for you. That's how you know. If you pass on it, you're going to end up settling down the road on something less, whether it's less money, or it might not be a Z06, so you're not going to get the supercharged car, or it is a Z06 and it's not the color you want, and you're always going to be comparing it to the one that got away. So make sure this isn't the one that got away. 49,000 miles, no lights on the dash. Let's see if that airbag light goes off in a second. We have aftermarket radio, heated seats, heads-up display. Best part? 6-speed manual transmission. Oh, airbag light stayed on. So there's definitely some weird stories about this car. Let's take it for a ride. So here's something that's kind of neat. This is a 7-liter V8 with 505 horsepower. What I didn't realize until I just researched it now, 7 liters is equivalent to a 427 cubic inch engine. So this is a 427, which is kind of neat. The 427 Corvettes of this generation that weren't Z06, I thought that was the horsepower 427, but it's not. It's the engine displacement. Now, I've never actually driven a 7-liter Z06. I've always had the 405 horsepower C5 Corvettes, which are amazing. There's so much bang for your buck in those cars. Wow, that engine sounds incredible. Jeez. That is so fun just to listen to. I don't even need my radio on. Woo! Woo! Wheel spun. Wasn't expecting that. Cold roads. I should have known better. Jeez, I'm not even getting on this car. I'm barely touching the gas. It sounds so good. I love that pop, pop, pop. Wow, this is so fun. Let's see what German thinks about it. It's the new one. Not bad, right? Weird though. It's a weird car. We get some cracks down there, blue everywhere. I don't know. We gotta spruce it up and bring it back to life. I think you could do a lot to this car. Well, that's it for today's episode. Next episode, we're gonna go through that car, see what the real story is. We'll pull a full Carfax so we know why it has a reconstructed title, what it needs after we've had it up on a lift. We'll do a full state inspection, and then we're gonna make this look like a regular Corvette instead of like this blue and red weird jalopy. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below. Also, you can follow our day-to-day on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook with links down below as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.